to Ottawa now, where another top Liberal MP has announced they will not be running in the next federal election.
Our Ottawa correspondent Glen McGregor joins us from the nation's capital. Glen, Labour Minister Seamus O'Regan is giving up his cabinet post. What's the reason behind it?
Yeah, that is effective tomorrow. He is saying it is for personal reasons. Now, Seamus O'Regan has been an MP since 2015. He was elected with Justin Trudeau's first government. He is a former broadcaster and also one of Justin Trudeau's closest friends. He's been in the news a lot recently with some of the labor disputes that touch on federal jurisdiction, including the WestJet labor dispute, and before that, when the Canadian CBSA border workers were prepared to leave their jobs as well. So he's had a high-profile position, and now all of a sudden, this was not expected, he is announcing that he is going to resign from cabinet starting tomorrow, and then will also not choose to run in the next election campaign, but will stay on as an MP for his riding from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. So this creates a bit of a problem for the Prime Minister. He's going to have to do the smallest of shuffles tomorrow. He's going to have to replace Seamus O'Regan with another Labour minister, and he's probably going to want to keep kind of the regional representation, the regional balance, probably going to bring in somebody who is at least from Atlantic Canada, possibly somebody from Newfoundland and Labrador as well, because this is a really key area for the Liberals. They depend on doing extremely well, winning the majority of seats in Atlantic Canada if they have any chance of re-election. So this is losing a prominent figure like Seamus O'Regan, not a huge sign of confidence in the way things are going, Faiza and Mel, for the Trudeau government.
Yeah, it seems the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, fighting for his political life here. There are, on top of that, media reports that he's talking to a former Bank of Canada governor, Mark Carney, to get back on track. Let's break this down.
Yeah, a lot of people see Mark Carney as the potential savior of the Liberal Party. There has been lots of rumors about the possibility that he would join cabinet as the finance minister. Of course, that would displace the current finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, who's also a deputy prime minister. Now, the Globe and Mail reporting that last weekend, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had a conversation with Mark Carney. Trudeau has said publicly that he has tried for many years to get Mark Carney involved. Of course, relying on his experience as a former Bank of Canada governor, and also before that or after that as a governor of the Bank of England. So he's got great bona fides, great resume. We don't really know how well he would do in sort of the daily bear pit of politics. So the thinking is he's going to have to get elected first as an MP, and then would eventually be appointed to cabinet, possibly as finance minister, possibly, as some people expect, as a eventual successor to Justin Trudeau. But the problem is there aren't a whole lot of seats open. Of course, we had that by-election in Toronto a few weeks ago. There's another by-election in Montreal coming up. Hasn't been scheduled yet, as well as one in Manitoba, one in British Columbia, and one likely in Nova Scotia, too. None of those seats are particularly appealing, we don't think, to Mark Carney. He lives in Ottawa, has spent most of his professional life in Ottawa, and then also in London, England, of course. But we think he would prefer a seat in Ottawa, especially a safer Liberal seat, because there are some of those in the National Capital Region that he might consider. So we'll find out tomorrow what the government's going to do about this shuffle, but doesn't look like Mark Carney is joining the government anytime soon. He would first very likely have to get elected, and we don't see a window for that coming up in the near future.
Watching this one closely, Glen McGregor in Ottawa. Thanks as always.
Thanks.